Hello everybody. It is the end of May and we just had a little rain shower, but it cleared up and I wanted to give you just a quick little tour around so you can see what's blooming. There's a lot going on. Today we spent most of our morning weeding in the Woodland garden, which was absolutely exhausting. I'm so tired. I'm gonna be really sore tomorrow, but it looks so much better. And now it's ready for some mulch. Before it was just, it had so many sweet shrub little seedlings that were popping up, and we just had to like pull everything up and cut some stuff back. There was tons of vines in there, but now you can actually see the plants again. So, and then I ended up putting a bunch of hydrangeas back there as well. So I can't wait to show you that. Right now, my Nantucket blue hydrangeas are looking spectacular right here by our entryway. I am in love. I missed these last year so much. These bring me a whole lot of joy. And then the Big Daddy hydrangeas are not too far behind. We're gonna see some very pretty blooms this year as well. And I really need to move that pot. It is completely swamped now. Everything is looking nice around the pool area, the geraniums, all the annuals. Looking really pretty. The begonias have been growing really well. And here is my Zade rose. Our neighbors back behind our house are doing some sort of construction. I don't know what, but sorry for all that noise. Here's Blossom Time, which is a really pretty climber I've got here in the pot. And here is how the back garden is looking. Everything's looking nice and shiny with this rain we just had. The grass is growing in so nicely. We will probably be cutting it soon. There are quite a few weeds popping through, which Scott did get the weed whacker out today to try and get rid of some of those. But here, this one's looking a little tattered right now because the blooms are old, but this is La Perla, and I just planted this a couple months ago. And I wasn't liking how these roses in this area were looking. They were looking very ratty. So I decided to move them into the U-shaped bed. And then I got 3 more La Perlas. So these are all going to be La Perla. And I think that'll be nice. It'll make everything look nice and consistent and even. And it's like you can see there, it's like a light yellow rose, which I think will really go nicely with the whole summer moon garden theme. And I really want to start planting roses and other plants, other flowers out here, that when you're out here during twilight, that they really show. And so anything that's like a white or a light yellow, I think those are really beautiful colors for that time of evening when you're walking through the garden. And you know, anything like a light yellow, even light pink really shows up as well. Everything's growing really nicely. all the hydrangeas and the roses. This is Earth Angel. And then look at this beautiful rose. This is La Fontaine aux Pearls. Isn't that gorgeous? This one really shows up at night. It's really, really beautiful. And then so does Courage. Courage just really stands out beautifully. And then right here was an empty spot. That's where I had an extra Francis Maylande, which I planted there. And then Boscabelle went here, and Carding Mill went there. And then that Grace Rose went over there. Yeah, everything's pretty wet right now. I do need to come in here and do some pruning. I did prune a little bit in the front garden this morning. Pompanella, still putting out blooms. Once it's completely done, I will be trimming this way, way back. Look at that gorgeous rose. Oh, it's so beautiful. Absolutely stunning. All of this off of one stem. Can you believe that? One stem. It's like a bouquet on its own. Oh, and look, here's some more delicate La Fontaine blooms. Look how tall this rose has gotten. It's a monster. And then Dreamland is done blooming, but it's sending up like 2 massive basal breaks at the base. And the roses are doing pretty well. Folklore's blooming nicely. And Sweet Mademoiselle's really taking off up front here. Getting really big. Isn't Folklore so pretty? I love that rose. Oh, and then here is Yves Piaget. And then a Francis Maylande is right back there, which that one seems to have rebounded nicely. At first, I didn't think it was going to make it, but it looks like it's recovered. Top Cream had some really pretty blooms on it. I can't remember if I got this one. I think I got some videos of it for you, but I can't remember exactly. I'm just going to go ahead and take all these off. But the yellow roses back there are looking great. That is, that's Golden Fairy Tale, and this one's Sunny Sky. The hydrangeas are looking beautiful. And then this is the section we weeded out this morning and planted all of the hydrangeas. In fact, actually this whole entire bed, all the way back through there, was weeded today. Again, yes, I'm exhausted. My hands hurt from pulling and pruning and cutting everything back, but oh my goodness, it looks so good. So now it's ready. Now it's all ready for some mulch. And I did list the tree on Facebook Marketplace to try and get that sold. so I could put something else in its place. I do need to come in here and water these though, but it did rain earlier, but it sure doesn't look like it even touched it. But now we can see all these plants better. And there's a lot of planting space where I need to bring in some more hostas and ferns and just really deck this space out. I really don't think that this area here gets enough sun for hydrangeas, although there are a couple planted up here. We'll see if they stay. These three right here seem to be doing pretty well, but there's a couple back in there. Well, that one's got some blooms on it, but I don't know. We'll just kind of see how it works. But my goodness, doesn't this look so much better? We'll get some mulch down here, and then it'll really start to shine. Next on the agenda is getting this bed done. Look at all this stuff in here. Lots of weeds. And honestly, I probably should have cut these daffodil foliage back. It's starting to yellow slightly. I don't usually like to wait till it's completely yellow because it just takes so long. But we'll see. But yeah, this whole area is looking a whole lot better. The bench is going to be moved to a different space. Still needing to mulch in here and do a little bit of weeding back by the fence. But I'm absolutely loving the Popstar hydrangeas here. They're looking so beautiful right now. Look at these different colors, guys. There's blue and pink right next to each other. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. And the Surefire Rose begonias look amazing. I love it. I am so excited to see that the lungwort here is doing really well too. I was concerned it might get a little too much sun, but they actually love it. And here is a big weedy mess, which we will be taking care of soon. And then this peach tree here. Oh my. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping this after this year. It's just really blocking the walkway and driving me a bit bonkers. So we might be taking that out. Hoping that we can actually enjoy some peaches though this year. It's got a lot. Oh, let's see if I focus. Here we go. There's a lot of peaches on this tree. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna support all this. Once these get bigger, this branch is already almost touching the ground, so I'm not sure. Oh, here we've got a beautiful bliss bloom. Isn't that beautiful? Bliss bloomed a little bit late for me compared to some of the other roses, and maybe that's because it's in part shade, but there's a lot of, oops, there we go. There's a lot of blooms that are about to happen. And everything else is kind of a bit There's, you know, a few things blooming, but we're in a bit of a lull. Let's see if I can focus on Roberto. This is such a pretty rose. I really like this one. Okay, let's go up to the front garden and I'll show you around. Oh, before I go up front, look at this beauty. This is out of Rosenheim. Isn't that color just gorgeous? Oh, it's so beautiful. So rich. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this rose, but I absolutely do. It's just gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, let's go up to the front. Okay, so the new bed is almost done. I've got 3 more empty spaces right here in the middle. And that rose right there is supposed to be Georgia Peach, but it arrived from Grace Rose Farm unlabeled, so I'm just gonna hope and pray that it is. And then the other rose that arrived was Notting Hill, which arrived in really, really bad shape. It was basically, like, all the leaves were basically dead on it, so I had to cut it back severely. And I have it sitting in the bed in the back, and I'm gonna plant it and just hope that it flushes back out. And I've got a couple more, you know, a few more that are supposed to be on their way. So just trying to stay patient and hope they show up. If not, I'll be getting in touch with customer service. But here, you know, we've had a lot of rain recently, so Earth Angel is a little bit tattered looking. Here's one nice looking bloom. And Cinderella Fairy Tale. Ascot is blooming for the first time in a while. Let's get this aged bloom out so you can see the other ones better. Isn't that a beautiful color? It's doing very nicely here. Oh, and here's a Francis bloom back in here, looking beautiful. A lot of the blooms have bloomed out so far. And here's pink Traviata, which from, you know, if you don't get too close right now, it looks pretty good, but some of the blooms have not liked the rain very much. Maybe this one will open up a little bit nicer. Sweet Mademoiselle. Still looking amazing as always. I could just keep planting more and more and more of this rose. Apricots and Cream is looking beautiful. Do need to do some deadheading though. And Traviata just glows. I mean, look at that glow. Wow. I love it. And then Summer Romance has a ton of buds all over it. Its second flush is about to happen. And then Poseidon. It was looking really, really good, and the rain has it's been raining quite a bit. So it struggled with it for a bit. Here's another Summer Romance bloom. And then all up front here is White Drift, which has gotten really big. It's starting to send out these big clusters, like massive canes with clusters of buds. Look at all that. I did plant some lollipop verbena just to give the bed a little bit more color. And these are apricots and cream right here. They're getting adjusted very well. And the White Drift is really taking off. It's about time to cut out all this daffodil foliage here. This one just lasts forever. It drives me crazy. It will stay green forever. So I'll usually just cut it back, but look at that. That needs to go. New Dawn is doing great. And then Sweet Mademoiselle. Love that rose so much. And then here is my big bank of salvia that the hummingbirds just absolutely love. And then we've got more Sweet Mademoiselle. Looks like this cane needs a little help here. Man, it sure does smell good though. Some daylilies have started blooming. And then we've got lots of golden fairy tale blooming at the moment. And then Bliss has some blooms on it too. And a few little blooms left on Sweet Drift. Still needing to come in and mulch. We are late on the mulch this year. Looks like we got some bloom action here on Ball Gown. Ooh, that's so pretty. That is one pretty rose. I can't wait till these just take over this whole space. Why is this wilting? I hope that voles haven't gotten to these. Sometimes when the new growth wilts like this, it means voles have happened. don't think so. I'm not sure. I'll have to keep an eye on those. Ooh, it sure is humid out here though. Coming out here after a rain. I do love this rose so much though. Oh, such a pretty thing. Can never get tired of it. Luigi's following me around. He's hiding in the roses there. All right, let's come over here. Looks like we've got a really pretty Miranda Lambert rose. I can show you. It's later in the day, this Sunday, so the lighting's a little bit different from what y'all are used to. I usually do tours in the morning. And this one here is it's First Crush. That's right. First Crush. Loves me, loves me not. I love this rose so much that I've been cutting all the blooms off of them and taking them inside. Super healthy rose, and I'm really excited for the next flush. Here, I think this rose is called Meteor. That's the first bloom on it that I've seen. And then over here, I think that one is called Garden Delight, if I remember right. Kind of hard to see because of the, there we go, that one's better. And then I just pruned back several canes of Princess Charlene de Monaco. This one has been so great this year. Isn't that a beautiful rose? Oh, I love it so much. And then Sweet Baby is almost done with its first flush. There's still some that look pretty good. This is a great one. I really like that rose. And this one's Summer Memories. Looking forward to that one getting bigger in size. There is a strawberry vanilla hydrangea, which is growing nicely. Should have blooms later this summer. And then this is a phantom hydrangea, which has gotten huge. And this should have blooms later this summer as well. At the base of it is another Sweet Baby. And another one right here. And another right here. Isn't that the sweetest little bloom? I adore it. The Summer Romance I planted right here earlier this year is growing so great. It's doing really, really well. Oh, if I could get it to focus now, hopefully. There we go. And then in the center here, I've got a Limelight Prime and a Bobo right in front. And then there's lots of peonies in here and daylilies and iris. And here is Olivia. This year she's lost a lot of leaves, not looking very good. And so I wonder if it's time for a rejuvenation prune. maybe it's time to cut her back to here and say goodbye to the archway for her. Lots of daylilies are about to happen. And the blueberries look great too. Okay, let's go check out the side yard. I actually haven't been on the side yard in quite a few days, so I'm not sure how it's gonna look. But let's go check it out. Pomponella's still blooming. A little faded, but still looking nice. This rose reminds me of something you would like see in a Victorian wedding, or like growing in a Victorian home. Oh, it's just so beautiful. So graceful. All right, actually everything is looking pretty darn good. Not too many weeds. Not too bad. I think the ferns have really helped down there at the base. And I love the way the rock looks. The rock border really just dresses everything up nice. And all the added ferns. Oh, I'm loving this space. This is really starting to come together nicely. The ferns and the rock really did it for me. Are you coming, Luigi? Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Yeah, those are a little bit better on your paws, huh? I don't blame you. Yeah, this looks so great. This is still a bit of a mess down here. I don't know why we haven't moved the baseball net yet. But look at this. Oh, so pretty. Let's see if we can focus. There we go. This is Wedding Bells Eleganza. There's a light fragrance to it. But man, oh man, it is pretty. Let's see if I can grab this other one. This whole cane, I think, is just got a little too much on it. And we've got Kiss Me Kate. My new phone is doing some weird focusing stuff. Well, that looks better. There's Kiss Me Kate. And we got some raspberries happening. This is covered in raspberries. Oh, I'm so excited. And then this area, we just recently cut all the summer romance roses for that big bouquet that I had taken a picture of myself holding. Since we're not really back here that often because, you know, this is like the basement area here. We're usually always up by the pool. And we just don't see these roses very often. So I was like, well, I'm gonna cut all of them and just take a big photo. I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to have a photo where I'm just like holding this massive bouquet of roses. And so that was a lot of fun. And so we did that. And so we're waiting for the next flush to come through. And you can see there's some Madame Anisette roses that are really high up there. I need to come and cut those back. The rain has really kind of done a number on those because they're a light pink to white rose for me, and they just don't like the rain very much. But you can see all the hydrangeas are looking great. Those should bloom later this summer. These are all limelight hydrangeas. And then we got a blueberry bush here, a viburnum, and then lots and lots of peonies. And then we're back here again in our little woodland garden area, which this section here needs to be weeded, but there are some pretty oak leaf hydrangeas back there. Looking nice. And yeah, so now we're kind of back around to square one. Here's that Grace Rose farm I was telling you about. Oh my gosh, I don't know if this thing is gonna make it. It didn't look this bad earlier. Oh man. I gotta get this in the ground and then pray that it survives. But yeah, so that's it for today, everyone. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for checking me out. I've got a Facebook page called Summer Moon Garden. We would love to have you join and chat with us. I've also got an Instagram account where I post a bunch of reels and photos of pretty roses that are always blooming. So that's how you can reach me, aside from making a comment below. So yeah, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this little quick tour. Maybe it isn't so quick after I compile everything together. But that's what's going on here at the end of May. And can't wait to have you along for the next video once we get some more roses blooming and get some more things done in the woodland garden. There's a lot that I plan to plant this summer. So hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.